Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering another Revit tutorial and learning how to model and modify walls, a fundamental skill for anyone who uses Revit. So let's get started. Okay, so in Revit, head over to the Architecture tab and click the Wall dropdown. You'll see a bunch of preloaded wall types. These come with your template, and let's quickly break down the different codes. EWS. This stands for Exterior Wall System. These walls often have pre-assembled interior and exterior components, saving you time. So for example, you won't have to model brick and metal studs separately. We have common exterior products like cement wallboard, CMU, concrete masonry units, and metal skin panels, plus a concrete foundation wall. Next, we have generic walls. These are basic walls you can customize. Next, we have IWS or Interior Wall Systems. Here we've got channel stud, CMU again, some corridor and demising walls. These are often used for space planning, and metal stud walls in different sizes. There's even an interior wall system for stairs and elevators. Next, we have SOF or soffit system, and this example is a 3 5x8-inch metal stud with chipboard on one side. And then next we have NTS or Interior Wall System. You'll see things like gyp2, and this means 2 layers of gypsum board on each side, a 2-hour fire-rated wall. This 2 on one side, 1 on the other is also common for sound control, especially in healthcare. So let's create an exterior wall. I'll pick the single skin metal panel, and now zoom in. See this location line? This is important. It dictates where the wall is drawn from, and by default, it might be wall centerline. I prefer finish face exterior because I've already defined my exterior lines. This way, the wall draws from the outside edge. See that blue line? That's the exterior face. If I switch back to wall center line and click the same point, the wall is centered on that line and not what we want. So finish face exterior is the way to go. Now I'll draw around the perimeter, and there you have it, exterior walls done in seconds. So to change wall properties, you can select them individually or use the tab key. Hover over a wall until it highlights blue, then press tab. This selects all connected walls in a chain. Press tab again to cycle through selections. Now let's look at the properties. Base constraint is the level the wall starts on, and in this case, the first floor. Top constraint is currently unconnected, and I'll change that to top of wall level. This automatically adjusts the wall height, and it was 20 feet, but now it's 14, matching our level. If I go to my elevations and change the top of wall level, let's say to 115 feet, all the walls update instantly. Looking at this structurally, I see a potential issue. Building the wall directly against these metal frames could be expensive, so I'll move the wall slightly to bypass the columns. It'll slightly change the building square footage, but it'll be much easier to construct. Now that we have the exterior walls placed and adjusted, let's move on to the family and see its construction. Select a wall and click Edit Type. This opens the type properties, and you can rename or duplicate types. Always duplicate before creating a new wall type, and it's best to base it on an existing one. It'll have the materials you'll need already loaded. Under Structure, you'll see the wall's components. Click Edit. This shows the total thickness, thermal resistance, and mass, but we won't focus on the thermal properties today. Go ahead and click the Preview button to see a plan or section view of the wall layers. Here we have chipboard, metal stud, sheathing, insulation, furring, and the metal panel. Each layer has a specific function. There's always a core boundary or the main structure. These materials are linked to Revit's material browser. The exterior panel is the most likely thing you'll want to change, maybe a different finish or color. This dialog can be a bit cramped, so I'll expand it. On the exterior side, we have the corrugated panel, furring, and 2 inches of insulation. Let's increase that insulation to 2.5 inches for a better R value. Actually, let's add another 1/2 inch to make it a 3-inch wall, which would give it a nice, even 1-foot total dimension. So let's do that. So for the interior finish, this isn't quite right, and I want wood sheathing instead of interior gypsum board. I'll open the material browser, search for sheathing, and choose OSB. Now I think it's perfect. Okay, so we have the stud layer and the interior finish layer. So these checkboxes control how the wall looks in plan view. Wraps usually means finishes wrap at the ends, and you'll generally want this checked, but there might be some exceptions. Every layer needs a structural material. You usually won't change these boxes, and therefore Revit's analysis tools. To add a layer, click Insert. Let's add an air and weather barrier, and I'll move it just outside the wood sheathing. I'll select a vapor or moisture barrier material. Since this is a cold climate, it goes on the outside. Membrane layers are very thin, so I'll set the thickness to 0. Okay, I'm happy with this exterior wall, so go ahead and click OK. This brings you back to the type properties. You can add thermal resistance info here, and in identity data, I'll give this wall a name. Let's say EWS1 for tagging in construction documents. You can also add cost information here based on RS means data or contractor input for cost estimating. That's a bit more advanced for this video though. So click OK again, and now all my walls have updated. Because I had the location line set to the exterior face, the wall grew inwards. If that's not what you want, you can undo it and change the location line to finish face interior before modifying the wall width. Then the wall will grow outwards. So that's it for modeling and modifying walls. I hope you learned a lot, and in the next video, we'll cover spaces. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you stay notified for our latest videos. Bye!